Hi, beautiful people of musical memes and stuff. I'm Hazel. I'm doing an Instagram takeover today. It's actually still the night time, so I'm just going to pose a thing for questions. Leave your questions for me. Super excited to be able to show some bits of ship life, what it's like living in a ship and to be Anne Boleyn on a ship. I can't show any backstage stuff, but I want to answer questions and show you guys what my life's like. Morning. It is the morning on the ship in Seattle. I'm gonna get up and in about 10 minutes head for breakfast with Kay Howard. Hi.
Hi.
We tried to go for breakfast
And we got kicked out.
We got there late, first of all, there's no food, and then we sat with a cup of tea and some fucking juice and they kicked us out.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal.
It was really tragic and I was really looking forward to the beans.
She was. She's been talking about them for days.
I'm super lucky that actually I haven't been sick at all on board the ship. I know for some people that's a problem, and because we've been in Alaska the last couple of weeks, seas have been rougher than they would be normally. Off the top of my head, the only mishap I can really think of, other than like occasionally like tripping, which is always fun, or losing an earring, we do that a lot. Yeah, there's a show last week where my phone wasn't set. The stage tech who normally sets my phone, and my phone wasn't there. So I went to go pick up my phone and I was like, what will I do now? And I sat down and was just like, Off the top of my head, I have 3. The Cher show, because it closed before I got to see it. Oh no, I have 4. SpongeBob the Musical, I wish I'd seen that. The 2015 revival of The Colour Purple, and Once on This Island before it closed. Thank you, I grew myself out of my own scalp. It's a bit damaged, but you know, she gets the job done. She does the job. So every week, the only major city at the minute we've been stopping at is Seattle, and it's the only place we stop that has a Target, so we can stop and get snacks. So we literally all peg it and buy so many snacks so that we can last like a long while. I think my favourite meal might have to be mashed potato, Linda McCartney's and beans. I'm just going to be that British for a hot second. I haven't had any of that since I left home. I've had some beans actually, so that's a lie, but hey, welcome to the next 3 years of your life. My one piece of advice, if I could give advice to anyone going to college, is take everything they say and soak it up like a sponge. Everything they say is only to help you, but in the same breath, like, take everything with like a little pinch of salt, like, because people have differing opinions, and you know, some things will work for you, but at the end of the day, like, you're giving them your money and your time. You need to trust them. Become a sponge. Don't be afraid of like making a fool of yourself and looking embarrassing, because it's gonna happen to you. There's no avoiding it. You're gonna look like a tit at some point, so you might as well just get on with it. That's for anybody, anytime really. Okay, I'm actually gonna add a 4th to your list. Number 1 is Soulmate, number 2 is Truth Hurts, number 3 is Good as Hell, and number 4 is Cause I Love You. Not because, you know, they need ranking, but the Soulmate is the first one. That always comes first. The rest are all equally as good. Thank you so much. I wish I could like gather everyone on board the boat to come see it. It's like so good, and like because it's on a boat, it doesn't get all the press that it like deserves. I mean, it's my name is Catherine of Aragon.
That is
I'd say the hardest part of the show as Anne Boleyn is sitting down in the skirt, because the skirt's so big and like wide and fantastic, but it does make sitting down really hard. I have to be really careful that I'm not crumpling the skirt. That's the hardest part. I mean, we don't do any meets and stuff. I mean, occasionally we sign autographs if people leave them with the right people and they get to us, but generally we're around the ship. Hard to recognise because we don't look anything like our characters. Obviously I have a mohawk when I'm being Anne Boleyn. I usually have a lot of makeup on. In real life I don't have a lot of makeup on, and my hair is usually not in a mohawk, so it's normally not difficult to recognise me, but I don't usually get recognised, but that's possible. I think Anne Boleyn would be thoroughly impressed and shocked by this boat. I mean, she was a 16th century woman and she was never expecting to be belting her tits off on a giant metal ship, you know what I mean? Luckily, somebody always knows, usually the people in charge. So on a Monday night, we gain an hour, so we move technically backwards, and then on a Friday we lose an hour again as we come back to Seattle. I'm 21. I'm fresh out of college, which is why I'm so youthful. I'm not the youngest in the cast though. I'm not going to say I'm always at a 10 because no one's forever at a 10, but I would say like on a day-to-day basis I'm averaging an 8. I'd say right now I'm like a 6, but like I'm just mellow. Like I could bounce to an 11 if I needed. Seriously, Anna, all jokes aside, being rejected for your looks legit sounds really rough. I wouldn't know anything about that. I don't know, there's like different aspects of ship life that are hard. I'd say the first like weeks are hard because we're like always being called in for rehearsals and trainings. Other than that, I'd say it's because like we're always on opposite schedules to the other shows on board. Yeah, because we're always on opposite schedules to the other shows on board, it means like the friends that we make, the nights we're on shows, they always want to stay up late. And we can't because we have shows, and vice versa. So I'd say that's probably the hardest thing, but that's because I'm super social. Mate, good luck. Like, ship security is hardcore, but I support you. If you do that, I support you. Come see me on the boat. I appreciate it. Like, come sit in the front row, scream, yo, anyone who's coming, sit in the front row. Yeah, we do get people. Like last week we had a really lovely couple on board the ship, and we just happened to meet, me and Alicia happened to meet them in Starbucks, and they recognised our name tags, and we wear name tags, and it said 6, and we got recognised because of that, and they came to every show. It was really, I'd say always come in with as many ideas as you can. When you're given a character and something to work on, and always be mouldable. If somebody asks you, if the director or choreographer asks you to do something, always go for it. A lot of the really fun stuff, like the go-karts and stuff, is reserved for guests, but I think you can like book well in advance, and we'd be able to. So we can do some of the stuff. We get quite a lot of privileges. We're quite lucky. But we also have the advantage of like we don't work that often. Like we work, we now do technically 3 days a week because we work the first night of the cruise. We do a first night show, which is what we're doing today, and then we work 2 days a week other than that. We're all super lucky that we don't have to share a room. I think I said last week, but the 6 queens, we all get really nice officer cabins. Actually, if I clear up, I'll show you around my cabin at some point. Okay, share a little bit of Seattle. It's quite windy. Seattle, my accent's getting mixed up. So I'm off to a company meeting, which is where the company Jersey Boys, Proven and 6 will get together and discuss the week ahead. So I'm off to do that. And then after that, we're going to be leaving the beautiful city of Seattle. So the internet's been quite shoddy, but I think I should be able to get it to work. So I'll hopefully see you guys later. Alright lads, we did first night show. I've been out for dinner. I'd show you around my room, but it's a giant mess, so I won't today, but maybe sometime soon. So I was on a train when I got told I had got Anne Boleyn for the Breakaways, where I was originally meant to be performing, and I was on a train in public and I straight up just cried. Lol, no shame. For Six, I think it was originally the very first time I auditioned, I was up for Aragon, but in total I've been seen for 5 characters. Guess who I haven't been seen for? At me those answers at my Instagram if you can think of what I was not up for, because I'm about to say goodbye and good night to my Instagram takeover for today. Actually, I think I'll say goodnight now, because I'm going to get rid of this face, get rid of the dress, and become a hermit crab in my bed. So I'm going to say goodnight and thank you for having me.